Yorgos Lanthimos' Poor Things feels a bit like old-school film alchemy. It's a film where a huge number of people came together ready to execute their best work. You have to commend the Olympic efforts of Lanthimos as the ringleader, but this is one of the best examples of how many people it takes to make a truly great film. To not note each artist and their contributions individually feels like a crime in itself. Poor Things is about Bella Baxter, a woman who is reanimated after death by the scientist Goodwin Baxter. In the beginning, you might think Goodwin mad. He has Bella refer to him as simply God throughout the film. But he, along with every other character, becomes so much more than their Frankenstein-esque inspiration. The first scene of the film already exhibits every major accomplishment by the filmmakers. Bella, played by Emma Stone, who has truly never been better, starts off as any fresh human would. Curious, sloppy, sometimes violent. Her mental state is that of an infant. She sits in a chair much too large for her, which is just the beginning of the tremendous work from production designers James Price and Shona Heath. From the gothic house Bella resides in, to the surreal depictions of London and beyond, we are given a look into Bella's subjective view through the impeccable sets, which were all created in a studio, a style which is in desperate need to return to Hollywood. Price and Heath were inspired by the intricate and strange works of painter Hieronymus Bosch when creating the sets. Entering each new environment, you get the feeling like when you saw the world of Oz for the first time. The early sections of the film are shot in black and white, mirroring how an infant sees for the first 4 months of their lives. As for the now trademark fisheye images Lanthimos' films have a reputation for, I'm not so sure. But nonetheless, Robbie Ryan comes through again with another beautiful film, not only utilizing natural light per his previous collaboration The Favorite, but recreating the feeling of natural light in the constructed city sets is incredibly impressive. The film's look, from the contrasted and beautiful black and white to the expressive color, can be held up as his finest work. The costumes by Holly Waddington are like little exclamation points sprinkled throughout the film, starting with Bella's Victorian-era puffy-sleeved baby romper for adults in the beginning scenes. In the Q&A after the film, Waddington said her starting off point was a pair of puffy trousers Yorgos showed her, as well as taking inspiration from Elsa Schiaparelli and her surrealist clothing designs from the 1930s. The film is littered with puffed-out shoulders and hints of a time right before the Industrial Revolution, with a punk rock twist, enhancing the film's punk rock story. Tony McNamara has been a screenwriter who I have found to be simultaneously endearing and vexing. He crafts great stories, but always has a slightly immature impulse to have his typically Victorian characters speak and do vulgar things. While I have no issues with this content at all, I can't help but see him laugh at himself as he writes a queen saying the F word. This is a personal issue that did not detract from my enjoyment of the film, nor take away my ability to see that he has written a complex and refreshing screenplay about a woman finding her autonomy in a repressive society. The film expertly skirts around the typical girl power cliches to create an original take on female empowerment, and unlike many films today, a major way Bella finds herself is through sex. The depiction of Bella's sexuality is shown with absolutely zero shame. We are encouraged to laugh with it, not at it, as we are all human and have traveled down similar roads as Bella. The sex scenes are fairly graphic, but also integral to the plot. You can tell Emma Stone is prepared to do anything for this role. She is as dedicated as, if not more than, the rest of the film's crew. Stone also acts as one of the film's producers, which has been a success for other actors this year like Margot Robbie and Barbie. It's nice to see these actors take even more of a creative role in the films they act in. The entire gleaming package of this film is wrapped together with the score by Jerskin Fendrix. I guarantee this is the best film score you'll hear all year, only more remarkable by the fact that this is his first film score ever. The music feels like nothing you've heard before. Strange string plucking, and notes that bend until you think they'll break. Then suddenly, you're hit with a blast of orchestral music that sends your heart soaring. There is always a sense of danger when watching a Yorgos Lanthimos film, a sense well earned after films like Dogtooth, The Lobster, and Killing of a Sacred Deer. But this film feels different. It feels like we're working with a more optimistic Lanthimos, one who finally wants good things for his characters. This film feels the furthest from his avant-garde, cold line delivery, though the heart of the strange way his characters act is still present. You can see Yorgos working hard to evolve his filmmaking by looking back at classic films and taking the best parts of an era gone by. This could attribute to his desire for practical sets and even visual effects, but he also knows how to use modern film tricks in ways that won't age out in 5 years. What makes Poor Things such a high-quality film lies in how it is so successful at creating a fully realized world, where all the strangeness inherent to the film is presented to the audience on a well-crafted plate, where it's not only effortless, but a joy to suspend your disbelief and situate yourself in the wonderful and odd world of Bella Baxter.